about my girlfriend. My problem is I don't know if I love her for herself or because things are so great between us physically.
Well, how long you two been together?
6 years.
Sex is still that good.
Oh, man, every morning, night, 3 times a day on weekends. But I'm not sure we have much else in common.
Well, common interests are, of course, the foundation of... 3 times, you say?
Is that abnormal?
Well, no, it's not abnormal. It's not fair, but it's not abnormal.
Thanks, Doc. Have a great weekend.
Well, I wish you the same, but it hardly seems necessary.
It sounds like Frasier wants to know how they achieve that. I'm Dr. Ellen Kenner, and my show is The Rational Basis of Happiness, and I'm a clinical psychologist. And whether you're having problems in your sex life or having too much sex, I doubt that's the problem, or problems with your kids, or problems with your relationship. Maybe you're in an abusive relationship, or maybe you are looking to get married and you're real anxious and you don't know whether you want a prenup or not, or maybe you have problems with yourself, you procrastinate, or you just feel like you engage in a lot of self-defeating behavior. My number is toll-free, 1-877-Dr. That's toll-free, 1-877-DRKENNER. And right now I want to welcome Rachel to the show. Rachel, you're dealing with an abusive situation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, me and my husband separated 6 months ago, and the first couple months we'd still talk, we'd even sleep together, and the past month we live in separate houses. He's been being very, very, very mean, sending me emails, just basically calling me all kinds of names and talking about my looks.
Yeah.
Always saying things like, "Oh, you're a sociopath, you're bipolar," and because I have a pretty bad temper, and I'm a really emotional person, and I've been to 2 therapists and to my family doctor, and because for a little while there I thought that something maybe was wrong with me.
Yeah.
I have all these test done and evaluations, and nothing's wrong. And
nothing's wrong.
Well, they gave me antidepressants.
Okay, and what do they think is the trigger for your anger?
Well, right now the stress of the divorce, I guess.
And so you weren't an angry person your whole life?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so it's just during this period. And you're...
Well, it started getting bad after, my kids were born. Things got really tough.
Say that again. I didn't catch that.
Well, things started getting tough after our kids were born.
And how old are they now?
2 and 1.
Oh,
our son was 2 months old whenever we got pregnant with our daughter.
Yeah. So you had them real close together.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem you're dealing with now is you went ahead and you separated. You're planning to divorce, I assume, or no?
Mm-hmm.
And he's just being very mean to you. You kept a connection after you separated. You still had sex with him.
I've been trying to get him home. So, and he's just, I guess I'm being too pushy, and he's pushed me away, and I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah, what are the tears?
Let him go, or
yeah, tell me, what are the tears? What are the tears about?
I just miss him.
You miss him.
He hates me.
And what do you think he hates about you?
I don't know. I mean, things got really hard after our kids were born. I was, 18, and went from no responsibilities to being a stay-at-home mom of 2 under 2, and a wife. And his mom always, was against our relationship. And now that once we separated, she's been all over it, and she's been saying nasty things to me, and telling me to, leave Brody alone, and she's going to make sure he doesn't come home, and all these things. So
there, yeah, go ahead.
I just don't know if I should let go or just keep trying to hold on.
It sounds like it's excruciatingly painful, like you're going through too many stressors at once. You're on super overload with the kids, with you. How old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 21, but you got married when you were 18, is that it? Or you had your first child?
19.
19? And you had your
when
first...
we got married, yeah.
So you've been going through many, many changes, and always the first year that first getting married is very traumatizing to people many times, and you wouldn't think that it is, but you change your lifestyle so much, and if the two of you haven't lived together in advance and you are put together suddenly, there are so many things to iron out when you're first together. Then throw on top of that a newborn baby, which you know is care. You have to care for that baby how many hours a day?
24.
24 hours a day, round the clock with no vacations. And it is very, very stressful. And then you got pregnant within that first year with your second child. And so is there any way you can get some personal, you said that you went to, I'm assuming a psychiatrist who gave you some medication, or your medical doctor. Have you had any talk therapy?
No, ma'am.
Oh, I would encourage that. Is it possible for you to get it? You may not be able to afford it, but maybe there are some sliding scales or some teaching universities near you where you could go to a clinic?
Yeah, I've been looking around. I think I might be able to get some help through my church. So.
Oh, try to get some support. Try to get some help. You can also go to a website. You can either link to it from mine. Mine is drkenner.com, drkenner.com, or you can go to the academyofct.org. That's the cognitive therapist. Meanwhile, here's the problem that I hear. You've got many, many stressors, and you're saying that he's emotionally abusive. He's pushing you away. There's actually a pattern that is called the distancer-pursuer pattern. Are you the distancer or are you the pursuer?
Me?
You're pursuing him, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're reaching out, trying to get him back, and he's pushing away. The more the pursuer tries to trap the other person, or tries to guilt the other person into coming back, or tries to even love them, just tell them how much they love them, please come back, the more that a distancer will distance themselves. So you're in a pattern that you want to break. You want to respect yourself. And so what can you name for me right now 2 things that you like about yourself?
I think I'm a good mom.
Okay.
And a good friend.
And a good friend. So you've got a good friend then, right?
Yeah.
Can you lean on that friend a little bit during this time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are doing that already. So you want to remind yourself daily or hourly of the things that you're doing that are good. And I don't mean just globally. Tell yourself, I was sweet to my son right now, or my daughter. I just read them a book, or you know what, I needed to be firm with my child right now, and I was appropriately. There are wonderful parenting books. Go to my website, look them up. They saved me. I would not have been a good parent without those books. The parenting books, they're by Faber and Maslish. So you want to remind yourself what's good about you. Then when he attacks you, realize that he's more reflecting himself than you, because he doesn't have good communication skills. He can't tell you what's really on your mind, and instead he's attacking your character, your looks, or you said a lot of put-downs, calling you a sociopath. So just know that. Because I'm assuming none of those labels apply, otherwise you wouldn't be calling me. Right? So you can even write down the labels he calls you and rip them up in front of your friend, or have a fun time ripping them up. Just don't let those labels stick. If you want more information on whether or not he's emotionally abusive, I think that was your initial question, there is an older book, Men Who Hate Women and the Women Who Love Them. And it's by Susan Forward, and that may help you also, because she gives a list of questions of, is he devaluing you, is he threatening you, is he yelling at you, and you can look at those. But it sounds like he's distancing you right now, so I wish you a lot of success. I would get some therapy for yourself.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your call. I'm Dr. Ellen Kenner on the Rational Basis of Happiness, toll-free 1-877-DRKENNER.
Here's an excerpt from The Selfish Path to Romance, the Serious Romance Guidebook by clinical psychologist Dr. Ellen Kenner and Dr. Edwin Locke.
When it comes to relatives or children, your partner comes first. Parents and in-laws must not become a source of marital resentment. If one's partner's parent constantly belittles the other partner, or intrudes into the relationship, physically or emotionally, it's important to address the situation by speaking up, partner to partner, and then partner to parent. Respectful boundaries must be set between partners and their parents. Suppose, as the husband in this situation, your mother is critical or mean to your wife. If so, it is your job to protect her. And the same goes with children. Never allow them to monopolize your attention at the expense of your partner.
You can download Chapter 1 for free by going to drkenner.com, and you can buy the book at amazon.com.